So I've got the Minibike rideable now. Just rode it up here, in fact. Let's take a look at it. I don't have it completely, everything put on it yet. I don't have the fenders, the headlight, don't have any of the wiring done. See, it's got a headlight switch, and it came with a headlight. It's got a kill switch up here, which I don't have hooked up, but it has a kill switch on the blower shroud, and I've just been using that for now. I do intend to hook up the kill switch, handlebar kill switch. Might do that today. And fenders, I don't know. Yeah, I'll probably put the fenders on it. Not 100% sure. I might even put the headlight on it, although I was thinking about, see, I had a buyer for my RPS Hawk, and I decided not to sell it. Decided I really don't want to get rid of it. So I'm thinking, I hate the looks of the headlight on the Hawk. I didn't even put the plastics on the sides, and I don't like the looks of the headlight. And I may put this came with a big round headlight with a metal screen on the front, and I might put it on the Hawk and just put I've got some LED lights. I might put an LED light on this. Maybe one on the front and one on the back, just so that it will have some lights, and then I'll just power them off a battery, because this engine does not have a lighting output or anything. And so I've been riding it pretty good bit. I've ridden it several miles, and as you can see, I put my RAM mount on there for my GPS, and I had my GPS on it a little while ago, and I was checking the top speed and everything. It accelerates extremely well, and I haven't actually timed it yet. I looked at some apps for my phone, and I need to find one that looks good and that will do 0 to 30 times, because I did download one that had good reviews and everything, but it doesn't do 0 to 30, it does 0 to 60. And from watching another guy, Black 66, who has a bunch of mini bikes and tests them, he's using some kind of app that shows 0 to 30 times, and then he also does top speeds. And so I haven't done a 0 to 30 time yet, as I said, but it accelerates hard. I mean, if I'm sitting back on the seat with my arms straight, it will easily pop a wheelie. And if I'm leaning forward and I'm on grass, it'll spin the rear tire. So it's got a lot of torque. And but I did check the top speed with my GPS, and I got up to 49.7 miles per hour, but that was going downhill. So, but it will easily top on flat ground. It will easily top 40 miles per hour. It'll do 42, 43, maybe 44 miles per hour on flat ground. So let's look at what engine we put on it. This was what I wanted to get after looking at all the options, and so it's what I got. The Predator 224, and that's made by Ducar. So that's and it's got the It's got the reinforced block. I think it's a little bit taller deck. I've read that it's a taller deck than the 212, as well as being a stronger block. And you know, it's got all the beefed up, you know, gussets and everything to make the block stronger. And it's got a 58mm stroke as compared to the 55mm stroke on the 212, but it has the same 70mm bore as the 212. But I wanted the stroker crank, especially since it's only $40 more than the 212, and for that $40 more you get the stroker crank and you also get the beefed up block, so that's a good thing. And for $100 I could get a Ducar 72mm block, swap the parts over, and have, I think it's 200 with 58mm and the 72mm bore. I think that it is 238 cc's, but I probably won't do that. You know, I do intend to go probably stage 2, meaning of course I'm going to you know, put a free-flowing exhaust on it and rejet it. I've got those parts already coming, in fact. And so doing that is stage 1, and that should give it 9 or 10 horsepower. And there's a good chance that I'll go stage 2, which will be, I guess, I mean certainly go to a Mikuni style slide carburetor, and I guess stage 2 also includes a better flywheel, and bumping the timing up a little bit. And with those two changes on top of the stage 1, it'll probably do around 12 horsepower. But I'm not in any huge hurry to do that. Like I said, I do have the pipe and the jets coming, so I'll probably go ahead and do that pretty quickly. But as for the rest of it, not in a huge hurry. I mean, it does awesome, you know, as it is. Like I said, easily over 40 miles per hour, which is really, in reality, it's fast enough, and it's got enough acceleration. And good thing about it, as it is stock, not putting out any more horsepower than it does, it has quite a bit of power, and yet, you know, I can leave it running for a goodly amount of time and just putt around on trails and stuff and not worry about it overheating. And it'll probably be more fuel efficient that way too. So I don't know if I'll go ahead and put the pipe on it or not in the short term. I'm sure I will in the long term. Now you can see that I left the top off the breather, and that looks like a fairly free-flowing exhaust, especially with the top off. But I needed to cut a corner out of the base plate here, which doesn't impact the filter at all. You know, all the air still goes through that filter. But I had to cut a corner off of it because of the throttle cable. And now the way it is, I have to kind of bump this to get it all the way back down to idle. I have to kind of bump this with my knee. But I could put a spring on there to help pull it forward, but I just haven't done so yet. But it's doing okay. It's rideable. And the hydraulic disc brakes, front and rear, do a good job of bringing it down to a stop. And overall, I'm pretty pleased with it. Might even put a little trailer hitch on it so I can pull a cart with it. Make it more useful for coming up here to the range and so on. Because that's one of the things. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to ride. It's fun to tinker with. But it's also a good thing and really better than one of my TW200s for just coming up here to the range. And even more so if I make it so I can pull a cart behind it. Of course, as you can see, it's got a little rack on the back. So I can tote stuff on it. So there it is. Watch for updates.